Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and today I am going to lead you through a get ready with me for the end of my weight loss program. We have a celebration night tonight and I'm going to show you how I get ready for that. I have just blow dried my hair. I am in my kimono and now I am just going to start getting ready. The first thing I'm starting off with is primer. I'm going to be using the Catrice 10 Sensational 10 in 1. And basically I am just going to be applying a small amount of that all over my face. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a damp beauty sponge. This is the Sosu by Sosumi beauty sponge, and I'm just going to work the rest of the foundation into my face. I just find that this helps to blend it out. The brush gives it a good coverage, and this is just going to help smooth and perfect out my skin. And if I'm looking here, I'm looking into my mirror. Next up, I'm going to work in some concealer. The concealer I'm using is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. It's a 12-hour coverage. Not that I really need 12-hour coverage tonight because it's already pretty late, but I'm going to work this now in just under my eyes. So I'm going to take it diagonally, a little bit here in the corner, straight down the nose, around the edge of the nose, and just around my chin where I feel I need a little extra work. I'm going to take the same sponge and I'm just going to work that concealer in. The skin is feeling a little bit dry this evening. I have just an Emma Hardy Plump and Glow Hydrating Mist. I'm just gonna give me 1 or 2 sprays of that just to make me feel a little bit more hydrated, and then continue just to work everything in together, obviously trying to not get it all over your hair as well. Next, I'm going to take some of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is kind of a multi-use product, but I'm going to basically highlight with this. I know some people use this as a foundation or like a light coverage or just to give a little bit extra color, but I like it almost as like a liquid highlight, but it's not too much. She says putting tons on. So I have that in just the high points now, and I'm going to work that in. And next, because I have quite oily eyelids, I'm going to be using some of my NYX Proof It, or NYX, or NYX, whichever you want to call it. Proof It, this is basically a liquid eyeshadow primer. I'm going to cover my eyelids in that. And then I'm going to blend it in with my finger. Just to make sure it's nice and smooth. Really patting it in. And then I'm just going to give it once over with my beauty blender. Next up, I'm just going to take some of this Kat Von D setting powder with a Charlotte Tilbury brush. I'm just going to take a small bit on my brush and I'm just going to work it in and then pat it over my eyelids first and under the eyelid, under the eye, around my nose and basically just anywhere where we put that concealer a second ago. And that is just going to set that concealer, and that's it. That's our base done. Next up for me is eyeliner, and I'm going to use my NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil, and this is in black. For me, I just like it really thick. I like a thick eyebrow. First off, I'm just going to brush them up. I'm going to see if you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to hold this here and hopefully we can get something good. I'm going to draw a line all the way under my brows, and then I'm going to start filling them in with fine strokes. So there's my line, and I have quite sparse areas around here, so I'm basically just going to try and fill that in. And we're just going to use the spoolie end just to brush that product through. One done, they're looking good. Next, what I'm going to do is I want to set my eyebrows now. And this might seem a bit unusual, but I'm going to take this Got2b Ultra Glued, which is really bizarre that this is one of the best products. I'm going to take a tiny bit on the back of my hand, just about that much. You can see that, just a small glob. We're going to use a disposable spoolie, and I'm basically just going to run the product through one side of the spoolie and then coat my brows in it. I like my brows to stick up as much as possible because mine are quite sparse. And then I'm going to take the other side of that spoolie and basically push them down. And then what you can do is you can fill in any sparse areas then if you have any. So the same on the other side. Yeah. Brows are done, brows are thick. That makes me happy. Tip if you're doing this, if you want to keep your spoolies, is just take a tissue and just squeeze it out. Just trying to get as much of that product off because it's really glue-like. I'm moving on to eyeshadow now, and I'm going to be using the Kat Von D or KVD Beauty Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to be using the middle quad, which is the kind of greyish quad, but I'm also going to be using a little bit of this white. I'm going to take some of that white on a nice big fluffy brush, and that's the first thing that's going on my eyelids, and that's basically going all over. Next, we're going to take a nice fluffy brush and this middle colour here. I'm sorry, as you can see, I've lost all the inside of them telling me which colour it is. But I'm just going to take some of that, and this is basically a transition colour which is going to go into my crease. I'm going to go this way so you can see this eye. So I'm just working that into the crease and bringing it out a little bit. And then bringing it down. And at the start we just want basically a nice outline of the shape. So this should be coming all the way underneath your eye. And we're matching this one from underneath to this one that's in your crease. I'm going to be taking a slightly smaller brush and the next dark colour in the palette, and I'm going to be working that into the crease as well, just to deepen it up a good bit. I'm going to try and hold the brush as high as possible so I can see what I'm doing, Just getting it very targeted into that area. I'm bringing it up a little bit. And then again, down underneath. I'm going to go back in with this brush and we're just going to blend these two together here on this outer part. Going back in again, and basically I'm just building up this colour until I'm happy with it. So this is our first eye nearly done. I'm going to take a little bit of that colour and I'm just going to bring it onto the outer corner of the outer third of my eye here. I'm just kind of flicking it in towards the middle. I'm going to be using some of this MAC Naked pigment. I've had this for years. And basically it's just like a shimmer loose glitter. It's beautiful, it gets everywhere. I really want to pack this onto my lid and I want to give it a bit of a punch. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take our NYX eyeshadow primer, put a little bit on my hand, take a flat brush and just take some of that primer, and then I'm going to put it everywhere where I want that colour to be, which is basically the inner third and the middle part of my eye. I'm just packing that on. And basically what that is going to do is create a stickiness on my eye. And that's going to help. Not too much, you don't want much of it. That's just going to help the pigment stick even better. I'm taking up a little bit of the pigment now and I'm just going to work that in. I'm going back in, if I can find it, with my brush, my fluffier one, and I'm just going to smooth out those edges. So can you see now? We have a much more, this is quite like a punch of this naked colour. Kind of the main part of my eyeshadow done. I'm going to go back in a little bit with the palette again and just take some of that darker grey and just work up this outer bit again. Just gently patting some more product in. Just to darken it up a bit. This is a celebration night, we want a bit of drama, so. And then we're blending again. I'm going to use a winged liner now because that's my look, and I'm going to use the NYX. Actually using a lot of NYX at the moment. As we're in lockdown in Ireland, we don't have access readily to many different products, and I'm finding that NYX or NYX is actually really good. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the outer corner of my eye and bring up to create a line. So there's our first line. I'm now going to bring that line, the end of that line, back down towards my lashes. And that's our wing. And now I'm going to create the wing, the line on my lash line. And someone has decided to start doing the mowing of the lawn, so I'm sorry if there's a lot of noise. what I'm doing now is just filling in that wing liner, and I need a point on it, it's not pointing it for me. There we go. Next I'm moving on to mascara. What I might do is come back in and check on that after I finish my makeup, and I might just use a little bit of black eyeshadow just to deepen it up. I'm going in now with two types of mascara. I'm going in with a finer nibbed one and then a bigger one for drama. So this is going on the bottom first, and before I move over to the other one, while this eye is still wet, I'm going in with this is the Falsies by Maybelline. This is my favorite mascara of all time, and I'm just gonna make that real dramatic. Now, we're going to let the mascara dry, so we're finished with the eyes for the moment. I'm going to take this Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer and a fluffy blush by Real Techniques. Take a small bit of that, and I'm going to work in and create a small crease here, a small contour should I say, nothing dramatic. Just giving my face a little bit of definition. Gently take it up here to my temple and underneath my chin. Repeat on the other side. Next, we are going to take I'm just going to highlight my face next. I'm going to use this really old Hourglass ambient light palette, and I'm going to use Incandescent Light, which is the middle one. It's the lightest one because I'm pale, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush, a little bit of this, tap it off, and we're just going to add to that Charlotte Tilbury highlight that we had going on up onto the high points of my forehead, tops of my cheekbones, middle of my nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit of my chin, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go and do my hair next, and then I'm gonna come back and do my lipstick. I am now gonna curl my hair. So my hair is kind of center parted, but it's not gonna stay like that for long. I'm gonna use my mirror here. Normally I have my bigger one, but I'll have to make do. I'm gonna take smaller pieces, and I'm gonna be holding the barrel, just using a barrel, and I'm gonna be wrapping them around the barrel vertically and then holding it. And basically I'm going to do this the entire way around my head except for the front pieces, and I'll show you how I do the front pieces. So we are gonna hold this until the hair gets hot. I'm gonna tilt it, drop it into my hand. Please be careful not to burn yourself, these get so hot. And I'm gonna hold it until it cools a little bit. You can see the nice curl there. You can see there's a little hint as to what I'm gonna be wearing. Very unusual for me. Okay, this is just, I'm gonna kind of sit it on my shoulder a little bit. And now we're gonna take another same piece of hair, about that size, and we're going to do exactly the same thing, holding it underneath and wrapping it around. Right. I'm going to do that the entire way around my head, as I said. Okay, so now I have a piece here at the front, and I'm going to take a similar piece from the other side of my head, of my hairline rather, not the other side of my head. I'm just going to spin her around, get her out of the way, do a little bunny-o, and clip it. And then we're going to do exactly what we did on the other side, on this side of our head. So we're going to take our center part now, and basically this is going to be our quiff, kind of. I want my hair to go this way. So I'm going to take two pieces. I'm going to, not necessarily where it was in the center, I'm just going to take one piece. I'm going to grab my thing, and I'm going to curl it away, making sure that the, sorry, it's really hard to show, ow, that the hair is being lifted this way. And don't burn yourself. I've never burnt myself twice. And then this hair is going to go exactly the same direction. I'm trying to let this one just cool a little bit before I drop it. I don't want to drop it too much. And I kind of like this baby hair here to stay down. It's always a little bit of a, like a mind game as to which way we go. So that means that we're just creating a bit of lift here at our part. Sorry, I keep looking in the viewfinder. It's really bad etiquette. Okay, we're gonna release. Now, what I'm gonna do to ensure that that stays a little bit lifted is we're gonna grab it, lift it up and clip it. Now, my hair is not finished, but I'm not going to touch it until I'm nearly ready to get dressed. And that's just going to let these curls set. You could clip curl them, but honestly, I don't really feel the need to do that. I'm going to start getting dressed, and then I'm going to come back and do my lips and everything. Okay? Two things have changed since you last saw me. I've put some false nails on, and also obviously I'm in gold. I'm gonna go put my lipstick on now, and I think a gold dress always calls for a red lipstick. I'm starting off with Brick Lip Liner from MAC. I'm using a lot of MAC today, and honestly I don't use that much MAC anymore. I think I'm going to choose my Kat Von D Nosferatu lipstick. I think I forgot that I had this, to be honest with you, and I just found it when I was looking for my lip liner. So I don't know when the last time I wore it was, but we're just going to give it a go and hope that it turns out okay. I really like that. Great. The very last thing I'm going to do now is zhuzh up my hair. I'm going to take some of my Way texturizing spray, and we're just going to add some volume underneath that section that we've had quiffing. Yeah. And just work out these curls a bit. Let's make some big hair. Okay, that's everything. I'll show you the full look now. It's really hard to show you, but here's the full look. So my dress is from ASOS. My belt is from ASOS from years ago. This is actually size 24, and I just have it really, really well wrapped around. My hair is all curled, and my hat is from H&M as well. So yeah, that's, I'm sorry, I got moisturizer all over my mirror. So it's hard to show you, but that's it. Size 10 now. And my boots. Yeah, and I'm really happy. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I am gonna go now and eat some dinner and celebrate.